No, go back. Alright, so far you've seen me use the small reacher, which is this one. I use this the most. I actually keep this in my car and take it to work because it's small. I can put it in my bag and you can take it almost anywhere. But there are different sizes. This is the small, there's a medium and a large. I own all three. I love these products. The first one I bought was a large one. So that will be this one. And this isn't the one I bought, but let me back up a little bit. So it's pretty big. It's for reaching really far away things. The one that I bought originally, I snapped in half. I tried to lift something that was too heavy for it. I almost broke my arm doing that, so be careful. These things are not made to like lift heavy objects. You can buy the heavy duty one. I would suggest always buying the heavy duty one and not the lightweight versions. I don't use this one very often. It's kind of bulky. It's hard to use and move around with. Sometimes I leave something in the bed and I don't feel like getting back in the bed to get it. That's when I'll grab it. Or if I kick the knob at the bottom of the tub closed, it's really easy to reach in and like twist it back open with this. And as I mentioned earlier, I have a top and bottom washer and dryer for clothes, and sometimes clothes get stuck all the way in the back of the dryer at the top, and this can help me get those clothes out. So those would be the only times I normally use this long one, but it's important to have because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do those things. Then the second one I bought was the medium size, and that's this one. As you can tell, it's almost identical to the small one, but it's got this form, extra support. I use this one at the house. I would use the small one at the house if I could. It's just easier to keep it in my car and have it available for me out there instead of having to always remember to like take it with me. I'll probably buy another small one for the house. The one difference though, with the extra support, you're able to lift heavier things. So if you do have something on the floor that is of a significant weight, it can be a little painful to try and use a small one to like lift that. With the extra support, you're able to use more of your arm to lift bigger objects. That's something to think about if you can only afford one of these. They're pretty expensive. They range between $130 to $180. Now I would say that this is what I want to buy more of these to have around. But when I was first starting out and I wasn't very strong, and if you want to live on your own, maybe this would be a better option first. And then the large one would be the last one. It's just not very, it's hard to carry around. It's so big. I guess if you are significantly disabled to the point where you can't reach over, that would maybe be the better option. That way you don't have to move very much to grab things from the floor. Other than that, that would be my third option. I think that covers all the products I have. I'll try to go around the house and show you guys how I do some of the things I just mentioned. So let's get that started. This is my washer and dryer. As you can see, it's got the top and the bottom. And before, I thought that I wouldn't be able to use that, and it knocked out a lot of apartment complexes and when I was like looking to move out on my own. But thanks to this baby, I'm able to use this pretty easily. So I can use it to open it, and I'm able to grab things out. And normally I can reach everything with the regular size reacher, but like I said, sometimes things get stuck all the way in the back, and that's when I'll grab the other reacher. For the bottom, I don't use these because our top is broken. It's supposed to latch up to the top, but it doesn't. So you have to hold it up to keep it open. So it's just easier for me to reach in there, and I'll use my knuckle and just run the clothes up the side. yeah, I don't know what else to add to that. As I mentioned earlier, I do use this longer one if I want to reach in and turn the stopper on and off. I don't have to. I've actually used the smaller ones to do that before, but it's just so much easier to use the longer one. When I do take showers, I always bring one of the smaller ones with me because with limited dexterity and finger mobility, you just end up dropping a lot of things. So things can slip out of your hands, and once they're down, it can be kind of hard to get it back up if you're not able to grab and if everything's wet. So with the reacher, I'm able to easily grab things that I drop. Also, if you live on your own, you're in charge of all your cleaning. So if you ever need to clean the tub, the long one always comes in handy. One more thing, I work as a rehabilitation counselor. With a physical disability, sometimes things can take a little longer. So I want to head over to my office so we can see how I use the reacher to make my job more productive and more efficient. Welcome to my office. It's usually not this neat. I've arranged it because my boss allowed me to do some filming in here so I can show you how I'm able to use my my reacher to make my work more efficient. As I've mentioned in a lot of parts of my videos, one of the most important parts about becoming independent when you have a disability is making sure that you're doing things fast and that you're maximizing like every moment of your time. Usually I have piles of papers everywhere, and when you're dealing with folders with lots of papers, it can be very difficult to move things around when you have limited hand function. With this tool, I'm able to grab folders and multiple papers at once and make sure that they're secure, and it also doesn't rip through them. So it allows me to like move things around very quickly and be organized. As you can see right here, I keep my cabinet with my files right next to me, and with this, I'm able to reach in here and grab multiple files at once and just put them wherever I need to. You might not be working in an office, but I'm sure that by seeing this, you might be able to find different ways that that tool can help you in some other kind of job or any kind of activity that you might want to do. It can grab smaller things. Sometimes it's easy for me to grab my cards with my hand, but sometimes there's something smaller I need to grab, or I'm in a hurry to grab multiple things at once. This allows me to grab all the cards really fast, put them back, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to show you guys another area where I can use this in the office, so let's head on over there really fast. I wanted to show you guys that sometimes your surroundings aren't always going to be accessible to you, especially if you have limited hand function. It might be hard for you to reach and grab things from top shelves. So if in that case, you might have to ask for help. But if you have something like the reacher, it will allow you to reach and grab paperwork or anything you need to grab from a top shelf that's not too heavy, and you'll be on your way a lot faster. So that's something else I wanted to show you guys. And if you have any more questions about how I do things in my office, maybe you can leave some comments down below and just ask me any questions about other things you want to see. See you guys back at the house. Alright, I guess that covers it all. I went a little overboard with the videos, but I had a great time doing them. If there's anything I would say that would be a con, it would be that they don't last forever, but they do last for a really long time. This is my new one, and as you can tell, the little teeth on it are perfectly aligned. Now I'll show an older model where that is no longer the issue, just from wear and tear and trying to lift things that I probably shouldn't be lifting. If you have any other questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below. You can also reach me on my Instagram. I'll put it somewhere over here. There it is. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day or night.